Lauren Southern is indeed a defend Europe xenophobic douchebag, and now what you're going to be seeing real quick is a clip of Lauren Southern on what show? Dave Rubin's show, of course. And she's going to make probably one of the dumbest arguments that I've ever heard. And this is one that I want to talk about because it's something that I want to pin down, because it doesn't seem like people realize what they're saying and how this is extremely misleading, and honestly how dumb this argument is, and unfortunately how well the masking is working. So before we do talk about that, check out the clip. She's going to be making the case, very briefly of course, that nobody's heard arguments like Richard Spencer because, in ethnostate and white nationalism, nobody's ever heard that before. And that's not similar to anything else that we've talked about for years that has been going on. So check out the clip right here.
Right. They're like, no one does that in real life. No one runs around with Nazi tattoos in real life. You don't see it.
So if it doesn't exist, then what? Well, you would agree that some of it exists, right? Like there's something there somewhere that's true.
Yeah, even the Richard Spencers of the world, like they're kind of misrepresented as well. Like Richard Spencer is not a white supremacist. He is a white nationalist. He believes in a white ethnostate. He doesn't believe in whites being superior. So the problem that's happened is so many people they've never read fascist literature. They've never studied any of the far-right ideologies. They've just been told bigotry, 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 repeat bigotry. So they have no idea what they're talking about. So either now they've gone in, they called everything Nazism, everything white supremacy. The word means nothing anymore. And then when you have Richard Spencer's come out of the woodwork that supports a white ethnostate kind of thing, they don't even know how to argue against him because they've never even heard the arguments in their life before. The only argument they have is bigot. So if there is a white nationalist, white supremacist uprising in America, it's simply going to be because the arguments against white nationalists don't exist other than bigot.
Other than you can punch Nazis in the face.
Exactly, and that's not a good argument, and it's literally bringing sympathy to the very, very few people that exist.
So what you just saw is Lauren Southern make the dumbest claim and dumbest argument I've ever heard in my life. So here's what we're jumping into here, okay? There has been the false equivalency between nationalism between different groups, okay? So for example, when India was a colony of Britain, the idea of Indian nationalism in that case is far different than a white nationalism in a case of today's United States, because India was a colony that was being people were brutalized, and there was massive things going on. They were being jacked of all their natural resources and not granted just basic rights that humans are supposed to be granted. And so it is to get out a colonial force. That is not the same as a country that was basically founded upon white people coming in, genociding Native Americans, then purchasing human beings as slaves who are black from the Atlantic slave trade, and then bitching about blacks being in the country after you got them here in the first place. Now, what is this argument that Richard Spencer is making most similar to? White nationalism. So again, we talked about that. White nationalism, not the same as any other kind of nationalism, because there is no reason for a white nationalism, because like I said, you came in and you genocided a race of people. You brought another race in by purchasing them and working them like slaves, and then you've done many different things. I mean, I don't know if people know this, but like during World War I, they brought over Mexicans to help work so that they could make more things. So believe me, you have done things to bring those people into this country that led to the situation you're in now. So that's why white nationalism is not the same as any other, and it is racism. White nationalism is white supremacy, and I don't think people understand that, because why would you want to make an ethnostate, a white ethnostate, okay? The logic is whatever. I mean, the logic seems to be that, diversity is bad, and what does that mean? That means that our culture is better. Wanting to kick out every other culture and every other race is supremacy because you think that your culture and race is better than others. This is such a tired argument that I can't believe we're still having this in 2017. This is the main thing that I want to say, okay? The idea of a white ethnostate is the same. Not only is it unrealistic as fuck, okay? Because you would have to basically use transportation means of Nazi Germany to get the people out. You have the most retarded thing I've ever heard. But also, it's the same case of the whole separate but equal garbage. It's bullshit. It's not separate but equal. It's separate but unequal. So what you would effectively have is segregation within countries. So, oh yeah, we just want to kick everybody else out, but you know, they're the same as us. Then why the fuck do you want to kick them out? This is the same argument made for segregation, the separate but equal idea, and I can't believe what they've done is they've masked it, and they've said it's a white ethnostate. That is probably, unfortunately, one of the most effective masking tactics that we have seen in quite a while, but it's just so stupid because it's really not a good argument. It's massively stupid, and like I said, it is racist. It is a form of supremacy, and it is being bigoted because you think that you're better than everyone else, so you should kick them out, or else you wouldn't fucking want to kick them out. It doesn't make any sense, man. And MLK would be rolling in his... He is rolling in his grave right now. Because every time these alt-right douchebags have some kind of rally in Berkeley, it's in MLK Park. Support independent progressive media by leaving a subscription down below. Leave a like and share the video. Help us out on Patreon, or you can donate in other ways. Links are in the description down below. We are fighting Trump tooth and nail, and we will continue to do so with your help.